Hey, Starr, hi everybody. It is Wednesday, the 25th of July, 2018, 2:25 p.m. Maybe I'm a little fast over this 2:18 over here being. Either way, I am back on. As you can see, I don't know if y'all seen, but I had insomnia last night. I did another TIFF, the Insomnia Files. I think it was the third installment of the book. I don't know. But I'm up, got up in the afternoon, and I finally got to read your book, Starr. I feel honored to have it like before the public, and I'm on here now to do a mini book review. Just wow. Even when you were telling me about it, Starr, I thought of, and how you was describing it, I thought of that Jill Scott song. I don't know the title of it. The title could very well be I Need You. You know, Black Man, I Need You. I find it, I'm going to put in the description box below the link to that song. And then after I read it, I thought of the song even more, you know, potently, if you will. And I thought of the Angie Stone song, Black Brother, or is it just called Brother? I'll put the links to both of those below. In reading this book, again, you know, I'm coming across, approaching half a century, and I'm from Harlem, born and raised. And I remember this brand of brother just all over the place. You know, there's always been what you would call the not so good man versus the good man, but we seem to have had more good men more visible in the community. You know, from New York, where I was able to go outside and see this. You know, there was a lot of James Evans seniors around. Just it was like normal. I remember seeing a video recently on the Black Magic channel, 323 Rich's channel, and he was interviewing, forgive me if I don't say the name right, Captain Tazirak, but a brother, he has his wives, and he asked him, do you think this is revolutionary to see so many black couples, whatever event they were at, there was a lot of black couples walking around. And I remember his answer to that, you know, in part paraphrasing. He said, this used to be normal. It's only seems revolutionary because they're trying to make it abnormal now, you know, cause that divide. And what I know about Mayat, an ex platonic friend now, but an ex gave me a beautiful wall piece, 42 Principles of Mayat. And this is back when I lived in Queens. It's like the early 2000s, and it was beautiful. And I like how we unscrolled it, we rolled it out together, and we put it on the wall. It was just really, really beautiful. And, you know, I used to read it every day. I had it on my wall in my bedroom. And in studying Mayat, M as in Mary, A-A-T, studying Mayat and the balance and that Libran frequency, and she's a 4, and all then 4 is earthy and balance. It's just so much more greater than romance. It's black men and black women at odds with one another. It causes an imbalance on the planet itself. It just does. I can't explain it quite how some of my former teachers explained it. It just does. Even though you're not conscious of it in your mind, you're just arguing in your household or wherever you're arguing, but it causes a rift or something in the cosmos. Shout out to another former teacher, Sister Myra. She used to definitely teach. She may still say this. When a Caucasian does wrong, it upsets the planet. When a black man does wrong, or a melanated being does wrong, if you will, it upsets the planet and the universe, the cosmos. You see all of that carbon and melanated and ether, you know, you can see it. And I'm like, wow, you know. Yeah, I totally know we're the original people. And I remember seeing a Muhammad Ali. This would be all over the place. Be patient, Starr, and whomever's listening. But a Muhammad Ali interview on YouTube, and they was inquiring about why the women covered in what's called Islam, or you know how they pronounce that word, or Muslim, they'll say Muslim, or however they said it then. And he said, because Allah hides his treasures. All the diamonds and all that other stuff is hidden in the earth, you know. You got to work to, you know, to excavate the treasures. I'm paraphrasing. And I thought about diamonds and how they're all black. You know, how it's all black first. Even the baby in vitro in the womb is dark in there. You know, totally. And I'm thinking of RFG Chosen on his recent video on the moon. Y'all check that out. I hope you're preparing for this upcoming blood moon. It ain't nothing to ignore. This is what, once in every 120 years. I wouldn't be ignoring it if I were you. And it's going to be, especially if you're a Leo or an Aquarius or fixed signs in general. I heard someone mention the cardinal signs as well. But no one should be ignoring this upcoming moon. Plenty enough videos on it. But I was checking out RFG videos on it. And in the stargates, I was really interested in that. I'm going to listen to this video again. And this time I'm going to have pen and paper handy to take notes. But it's all dark first. Even the vegetables, you know, the hybrids. If you saw some of Dr. Sebi's old videos. Yeah, purple. I remember looking at the Food Network channel. They had black chickens. And Bobby Hemmett mentioned, no, that was the melanin. Like, so real vegetables were like purple or dark in hue first before they were modified, if you will. But back to diamonds. Yeah, so they're all black underneath the earth like that. And they have to do pressure and do certain things to get the sparkle. The illumination is inside. The illuminated ones are really melanated surplus on the outside, which is probably us. Hence the hate. And yeah, we just forgot who we are for survival. You know how breeding was illegal and all these other archaic, weird things that they call laws, but they're really statutes and codes. Just really to protect a severely fragile, unstable mind. The ego, the male ego has been described as super sensitive since I was a little girl and first heard adults say that. But with pale males, as far as history goes, you can check out Howard Zinn's history book on America, 1492 to present. He was not melanated, he was Caucasian himself, being very honest, a brave Caucasian in honesty. But yeah, Hidden Colors, Anthony T. Browder's work. There's so much work that you can research for yourself. This is not me trying to teach here, but I just want to give some background as to why what's called the black man is in the mental state he's in today. All of us as melanated people is a huge mental strain, just being judged or mistreated based on the color of your skin, because it's so severely illogical. You know what I mean? The way my logic works, you're mistreating someone because they mistreated you first. You're on defense. You're reacting. Again, or you're just on sincere, legitimate self-defense. But to arbitrarily violate someone based on the color of their skin always seems psychotic to me. Even as a little girl, I'm like, Mommy, explain that again. This happened to them because they have brown skin. Little kids come here pure and innocent. So you couldn't even fathom as a kid that could happen to you because you're of darker hue. It just made no sense then, and it makes no sense now. And I'm a full-grown grandma, so I knew I had to study what melanin is. I've been still studying. I'm still a student, still studying the truth of melanin to figure out how on sight that hue can make some of them just react in murderous ways, and reading this for some reason, Starr, great. Again, I feel highly honored and privileged that you shared your book with me. I should have had you sign it. Oh, yeah, I'll have next time we see each other, Mama, for lunch, tea. I don't know. I'm bringing it with me so you can sign it, inscribe it. I'm still going to buy the book. I'm still going to buy it when it hits the public, it hits the market. But yeah, to have this in manuscript form, I'm completely highly. So much so I'm doing this video that I want people to have this already on their budget, on the ledger to pre-order. You know what I mean? This is fantastic. And not just for men. I think women, we have to read this too. Now, to be all fair, I am not one to, I know in my natal chart I have a lot of Western Hemispheric action. So I'm not one to initiate things, especially with strangers, I know you say we're kin by skin, But, you know, melanated people I don't know, I'm just not going to approach you and try to impart wisdom, or because it's dangerous out there. You just don't know who you're approaching. So it takes a lot of courage, you know, to approach someone you don't know, to impart whatever it is that you feel that they don't know, if you know what I mean. However, your natal chart, I'm still dealing with the male ego in here, y'all. I can't call it. Jeez. That's just weird. Because the cell phone has radiation. So I don't want the radiation by your head. All this stuff has radiation. We got to get some more shungite crystals to sort of offset the stuff. I digress. I got distracted by something. Weird energy. Starr, you already met him, girl. You know. Anywho. I only moved the phone because I don't think you should sleep with it by your head. To wake up and the first thing you think about is your phone is kind of crazy. This addiction to digital. Just understanding his natal chart. Never mind. Anywho, I know you like, girl, this is indicative of this book. But, yeah, so it's Dear Black Man, I Need You. And I want them to be really clear. As clear as I can be in this review video. It's not just a romantic thing. And that is made crystal clear in this book. It's Mayat. To be out of line. You came through a melanated wound. The soul chooses the wound. And, this is part of my Starr Google disseminating moon. And Gibbons moon. Gibbons gravy. I call my marbles sometimes. How my pearls spin. So it'll be all over the place. You got to be patient. Keep your emotional seatbelt on, fooling with these channels here. I mean, this channel, these videos. Or don't click on. Not you, Starr, but you know, the ones who don't have patience for rambling. Or all over the place. No cogent teas here. No cogent teas, okay? What I'm about to say is about RFG's video with the moon. Why the moon does what it does. First, I thought it was an anti-moon video. I'm like, what is he saying? I got to listen to it again and take notes. But he talked about the stargates around the planet. You see how they got our information from Kemet? Oh, what's called Egypt today in the tombs? And then they make that top secret and illegal for melanated people to know. Then they want to take Egypt out of Africa. I learned that from looking at one of Dr. Joy DeGrew's videos. They want to take it out of Africa. Because heavens forbid if they finally admit that what's called Egypt today, Kemet, were melanated. All that sun. Nothing but melanated beings. One video of Caucasians would say, oh, it was dark-skinned Caucasians. What is that? What the hell is that? What, huh? What is he talking about? Dark-skinned Caucasians. Asians? What is he talking about? They say anything but to say that that was what's called black people living over there in Kemet with all that high science and sacred geometry and mathematics. Oh, no. They'll never give that to melanated people. They ain't done movies. The gods and kings and putting Caucasoids over there. And my thing is, if you were that, wouldn't you behave? And I'm not talking about supremacy as far as illogical things like killing unarmed people, and that's not sanely supreme. It's barbaric. I don't know. I would never see barbaric behavior as logically supreme. I would never, especially barbaric behavior that you're arbitrarily initiating on non-combatants or unarmed people just because of the color of their skin. That's not supreme. I'm thinking of the Supremes, the singers, you know, class and dignity. Again, to each his own, its own school of thought, different schools of thought. But the schools I sat for, and the science and psychology teachers, professors I done had, barbaric is not supreme. It's just, it's animalistic, it's desperate in frequency. It's no. In any event, I didn't go see that movie. I stopped reading Catcher in the Rye because he was saying, and I know it's fiction. I didn't care. I was told the professor, can you assign me another book for the paper? I'm not reading this. I just stopped reading it because I think some part of the book early on, Caucasians started out in Egypt. No, they didn't. All that sun. Oh, it's a child. How Nas said in one of his songs, History Told File. I stopped reading, and I like Shirley MacLaine for the most part, but I stopped reading her book Sage and Wild Agent because she was saying the, and she could be right, I could be wrong. My ego is not needing that, but something just stopped, and charge it to the seven, okay? I'm like, well, I can't read this no more. And I didn't, and was really enjoying that book. I don't know, but she said the Atlanteans were Caucasians. Maybe she read somewhere that I was like, no. They call Atlanta, I heard a Professor Griff video a while ago, he called Atlanta the modern day Atlantis. No, I don't think they're Atlanteans. And then I'm not thinking about Andre and them 3000. And no, I do not think those were pale face. No, no. Again, back to the, it's going to be all over the place. I told you to put on your emotional seatbelt. If you don't like eccentric people, don't look on this channel, okay? All right, now, and I'm not bragging. I've been called eccentric and odd most of my life. But I say crazy is as crazy does. I ain't do nothing crazy. You see what's going on this planet? All the harm caused to children and unarmed people. And we're going to get into the brother in Florida. And I know that sister is aching and hurting because it's so hard to find a good man. He's your man and your baby daddy. He's there for his kids and this, that, third, and the other one. And to lose him like that. You know, I saw it on Know the Ledge channel. I think, did I speak about it? How to Stand Your Ground law. It seems to be only applicable to Caucasians, especially ones who kill melanated beings. And I saw the footage, and he pushed the man down because the man is sitting there arguing with his woman. We don't know what that Caucasian was saying to that woman sitting there. So he must have came out the store and heard the cursing and chastisement. And not only that, I don't know, I heard Florida or the South period, you walk around concealed carry. But I'm like, why are you approaching a lady with your armed gun on you? But people are like, oh no, in the South, you know, you walk around with your concealed carry license and you know it's legal. But I don't see why a man is arguing with a female, period, especially one that's not his woman. And you're initiating the argument. It's not like she ran up on you, and you're like, oh, this lady's crazy. But you know, real men just try to retreat. I'm gonna get away from this chick. She's nuts. She's bonkers. I don't even know her. But a man's man, a presumed heterosexual male, grown adult, picking a fight with a female, maybe because I'm from Harlem, it wasn't common in my coming of age years. And if the guys who did do that, the other men would call them bitch ass niggas. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why you arguing with a female? Why you arguing like a female with a nigga? What you on your period, nigga? Other dudes would come at him. Like, why are you beefing with a female? Is she your woman? Because if it's your woman, it's personal. You know, people mind their business. They could be arguing about money, bills. We don't know their business. Unless he's beating her and then the neighbors will, you know, break it up or call the cops. Unless it's something physical, people are not going to intervene in a couple argument because it's personal. But yeah, a man arguing with a female that he don't know. I know it happens, but it just was real men see that as off. Something is off. Y'all seen the movie Devil in the Blue Dress? Remember in the car and Mousy found out that man shot a woman? He turned around and started blasting off his gun like, you killed a woman. Niggas, you know, you see what I'm saying? This old school, it's out of context with manhood. Over a parking space, and there's plenty of parking spaces there. Oh my heavens. I just saw, and there's a twist to that story. I just saw one of Spoken Reason's lives, his latest one. I think it's titled The Disrespect is Real. And they spoke towards the end of the video. The whole video was good. I didn't think I could sit through an hour and change either. But nah, Spoken Reasons. He is sad. This should be lit. Let's see. Lit in the logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Somebody, I think he knows this guy, the caller from the end of the video, in person, like in real life. And he called in, and the caller was brave. He went to that store to see the site where this man blessings in his spirit, rising power. I think the man name was Marquise, 28 years old. And he went to, and that really touched me because I got married at 22. Our son was 1 year old, going on 1 year old. We were both either 22 or going on 22. So at 28, my first husband, we were together and we had the same thing, 2 kids, the same thing, and trying to pay bills and make ends meet. And I can see my first husband defending my honor like that too. Like being in the store and you hear distress calls, the voice is familiar, like that sound like my wife. Then you hear a male voice arguing or chastising her to move her car. And I can see the story hurts so much because any woman who's been married and has children and you're young in your life, you're trying to figure life out and pay bills and raise your babies, I can totally feel like that, sister. I just feel her. I feel her pain because it's just, again, it's hard to find a man that's going to marry you and raise your kids and do right in the way, you know, this society has been ruled, if you will. Because again, it's the way I study. Even in Howard Zinn's book, okay, what's called the Native Americans. These colonialists wrote back to England. That book is so, and that was college required reading. I thought it was going to be some fugazi shit. No offense to that history professor, but I'm thinking it'd be a safe book, cookie cutter. No, that Howard Zinn, America 1492 to present. I'll get the first edition. I don't know, any follow-up editions may be tainted. No shade, but you just don't know. But yeah, that book kept it 100 and 1,000. And the professor was keeping it 1,000. I was like, oh, shit, this guy here's the truth. But in any event, it's brave, to be honest, you know. George Orwell got a quote talking about how truth is revolutionary. How, you know what I'm saying? Y'all read 1984? In any event, I can see my first husband doing that. In the store, getting goodies, snacks. That's very common. You're driving, oh, let's go get something to eat. It's so heartbreaking that a good man had to go. It's all heartbreaking when someone is shot down unarmed like that. And I don't see how it stand your ground when he pushed him away from. You're arguing with my wife. My reflex is to push you away from her. Why are you arguing with her? So he pushed the man down. And then to me, from the video shows, he stepped back. He didn't continuously beat him up or anything like that, or continuously go after him. It looked like he stepped back. And then, because the guy on the ground ego is bruised, or he just, how dare a nigga put his hands on me type of thing, or, you know, I'm Caucasian, you're a nigga, however they think, you do as I say. Just playing cops, you know. Caucasians, it's going like back to slavery times, you know, when Dr. Georgia Gould spoke to the Casual Killing Act in one of those Hidden Colors. How, and that was birthed out of, from what was studied, you know, you do your own research, how when the slave master would go to the slave quarters and rape what's called slaves, I call them kidnap human beings, by how at will he just go to the slave quarters and rape the women of his choosing. And at times, oftentimes, impregnating, from what we hear, that's where light skin come from. I like to give references. I guess it's the college student still in me, because those professors want references and bibliographies at the end of your paper. But I heard that quoted from Fannie Lou Hamer, one of her videos right here on YouTube. She was like, where y'all think light skin come from? Paraphrase, but along those lines. I know that's not like, shout out to Doggy Diamonds in one of his Facebook posts. Biraciality is not every light-skinned person's lineage or heritage or something, paraphrasing. So that may not be every light-skinned person's heritage. And, you know, Rabina, that video she did for Stevie J and Faith Evans, the first one for Faith, and she did an astrological aspect and said that's where the light skin come from. I gotta look at that video again. I was like, that's interesting. And I'm an astrologer. Call me Astro Mama. I never thought to think of aspects with Hue, H-U-E, and never. I was like, interesting, Rabina girl. She a Sag. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look into that. I know with certain cards, this is a Spanish lady I used to see in Queens, New York. She could tell in the cards the race. She was like, you dealing with a white woman right now? As far as business? I was like, oh, Deb, you can see that in the cards? And she was like, yeah, it's right there. I was like, oh, shit. So she could pick up different races and ethnicities in the reading. Dope. I don't have that deck of cards. I don't even know how you find it. I don't know if she got it straight from Cuba. I don't know. But I digress. Back to Marquise. Blessings be upon his spirit. So now babies don't have a daddy to raise them. And you know how hard it is for kids to get that with the father still alive on the planet. So my heart really, really, I don't know if they started GoFundMe for that wife and the kids. But I'm not working. But when I get my allowance, I'm going to see if I can send something. Every little bit counts to that family to help her raise her babies. Because that hurt me more than the duck tour boat. And that was hurtful. All that melanation, you know, in the river. I was just heartbreaking with both of them. All these cases that just make no sense that could have been avoided. As Dr. Ian Van Zandt would say, this need not be. This need not be. That would be a daggone t-shirt. And, you know, or something, a poster, something. But he had to have been a good man to defend his woman. I think a chink or a tear in my relationship were times that my life partner, if you will, didn't defend my honor against males. No diss to his ego, no diss to him, but I don't think I love him dearly, love him unconditionally, and you know, well, that's a condition right there. I don't think so, because I'm gonna do a whole video on conditions at some point. If the corner turns, now I'm seeing Harry Allen. This is totally off topic with Rakim and hip hop. He said Rakim turned the corner. I said he sure did. As only an Aquarius could. Not even trying to be deliberate in turning the corner. Aquarius, and he pays homage to number 7 too. Oh yeah. The Piece of the Gods and Earth. Yeah. I can totally see him turning the corner. But that's what I would hope people would get. Like, oh, if you really forgave them and da da da. No. Forgiveness that's more bullying. How you get to dictate and tailor make how the forgiveness is going to be administered. The problem and the connection came from bullying in the first place. Now you want to bully how they should forgive you? Oh God, Jesus Christ. Or if you even think that you did anything to be forgiven, that's another form of the ego. Like, well, I ain't do nothing. Well, hey, to be fair, I'll say the same. I ain't do nothing either. What did I do to you? Do you see what I'm saying? But it does, the chasm in the male, the black, I'm just going to say etymologist, please. I don't know Moors and etymologists listen here, but I'm going to say black for story's sake. I know black has no stand in that law. I get it. Black for story's sake, because that's what she named this piece. Dear black man, I need you. Okay. The chasm between the black woman and the black man, I believe, started on the slave plantation. I do. I really, really, really do. Starr, I don't know if you want to add an addendum to this, or hell, I'll write the addendum if you want me to. I'm not saying that that's an excuse for us not to still strive to reconnect, and not even in romance. If we could just have a sane rapport, the cosmos will be happy. And this is not flowery talk. This is real. Did you see that episode of Good Times with eBay and Thelma? Remember when he said what he said to her about when we fall in love, what happens in the cosmos? That ain't no damn poetry. I done did enough studying. Because you think it's just you. You're in love, it's just you too. Sometimes you hear couples like, it feels like we were in our own world. Yeah, because you created another world up there. Your love helps you, and it helps the cosmos. Love is really, really serious. They say it's the strongest emotion. I just be like, no, I think the way hate be yelling and screaming and hate be acting all damnable and crazy, it was like, no, hate is born out of insecurity. So how could hate be the strongest emotion? Yeah, there's yells, bombs, and killings and all other shit hate causes, but hate comes out of fear and insecurity. That's what it's born out of. Unless it's legitimate hate, like somebody harms your children or they rob your house. But if you're just hating someone, they did nothing to you. Just hating them for the color of their skin. Or spiritual envy, flavor envy. They have soul and flavor. I envy that. So I'm going to hate them. They won't admit that, but I can't think of any other. If you got away with stealing land and resources and stealing gold and then giving fiat and making fiat scarce, you get away with all these massive powers and you're still not satisfied, then what do we have that you can't figure out how to steal? It got to be soul. Like we take so much from them. And they still got flavor, and they still could dance, and I don't even underestimate, like, who want to be jealous of dancing? I used to say the same thing, but you gotta, if you're not thinking like how a beast would think, the acquisition. Shout out to Tommy Harlem, that's what he taught me back in the days. Caucasians is about the acquisition, Asians are about community, and what's called black people are about relationships, how we relate. If we don't relate to you, we ain't fooling with you. And I was like, that is true, but Pisces rules us. Libra rules Asians, and Aries rules Caucasians. Tommy Harlem, he wasn't into astrology, so when I gave him that, he was like, oh, wow, really? There was another one, Jews, it was called the Jewish people. I forgot what he said with them. Jeez. Let me see if I can jog my memory. He told me this in the early 2000s. Asians rule community. They're very big on their ancestors. They ain't take that from them. I remember when I was in the academy, I used to go eat lunch at a senior citizen. That lunch was only $2. Don't judge. I went to, they had the academy, they had down Pace University. And, you know, lunch could be expensive in Manhattan. Probably still, even more so now. And somebody was like, you know, they sell lunch at the nursing home over there for $2 and change. I'm like, is it good? It's probably got to bring your own salt. There's a really big salt package, girl, $2. I'm like, but I was much younger, I was in my 30s back then. I'm like, they gonna let us in? We ain't senior citizen. Girl, I heard the public going there and eat, okay? They probably give more money to the nursing home. I'm like, really, $2? They had to tell me twice. While I was in the academy, my ass was at the nursing home saving money. Okay? That food was good with salt and pepper. And I went and brought my Lorry seasoned salt from the house the next day. Child, please, I'm a garlic powder. Once you doctor it up, it was pretty good. And then to add even more perks to that good price for lunch, they had like shows sometime because it was near Chinatown. And they had like Asian shows, like, you know, music. They play music, you know, you eat your lunch, you groove into the Asian sounds and different type of displays and dance, very Asian. I was, oh, this is really cool. I had never had so much fun on my lunch break. Lunch for $2 plus a show in Manhattan. You can't beat that with 4 stick. You can't beat that with half a stick, okay? But I remember at the end of one of those shows, she brought up her grandparents who were Asian, clearly Asian, in that nursing home. That's where they stayed. And then she said something, so she spoke of them in loving terms. And then when she finished that, she said something I will never forget. She said, I don't understand how some of you Americans don't honor your elders. And you don't honor your ancestors and your elders. Oh my heavens, I don't know how you can live in peace not doing that. And she wasn't being disrespectful or chastisement, if you will. She was sincerely baffled and just, it boggled her mind. And when she said, I don't see how you live in peace without doing that. This is light years before I started studying Yoruba work. I was like, wow. Now, in the what's called the black community, you definitely, my era, you was taught to honor your ancestors, not that word, your elders. That's physically, you know, your aunties, your mom, and of course, and the elders in the community. You know, you respect your elders. That was big, but I didn't hear the word ancestors too much in the community back then, where I lived, or within my earshot. But definitely respect your elders was huge, and that respect seemed to be couched in don't talk back. You know, you can have your thoughts, that's fine. Better get a diary or journal and write down those thoughts. But, you know, you just don't give back talk or lip service. And you do as you told. Or my mom would say, if you have a grievance with another adult, like if an adult just abused that power, come tell me and I'll deal with the other adult. As a child, you don't challenge adults. And again, I'm closely pushing the half a century. But that was it. Not so much as honor. How she was honoring her elders there. And did they even burn Joss paper that day? I don't know. But it was really, really a beautiful thing to see what they showed us that day. And that just stayed with me all these years, how boggled her facial expression looked like. And then I'm thinking about, well, maybe she don't know about the Willie Lynch letter. You know, I know people say that was fiction. That Willie Lynch letter, well, there's legal fiction. Well, I study law. Look up the term legal fictions on YouTube. Go on and get your study on. There's legal fictions that they enforce in real time. Okay, billy clubs, bats, guns, and they really enforce it with time. And so it's clear that they have the mindset of making fiction fact or else, especially for melanated people, okay? So the Willie Lynch letter was fiction. The results of that fiction is real painful. And still persists to this day, with light against dark, young against old, and that young against old one, I think they really wanted to enforce that, because if they programmed us to honor the old, elders would be giving wisdom to youngins, and it'd be cool, it'd be hip, because we're not programmed that that's corny to sit at the foot or, you know, proverbial hymn of the elders and soak up that knowledge. You know, they didn't program the masses, especially as melanated people, to do that. You know what I mean? So you sharing wisdom with young people, they can skip a whole lot of pain if they heed that wisdom. The what's called the oppressors don't want that. Hell no. Now I'm thinking of Damon Dash when he said, when he's speaking, you know, his videos are great. I got his book Culture Vultures. I have to finish it. Do a review video for that. So far so good with that, y'all. But one of the videos he said, why our children gotta hit the reset button? Of course, I'm thinking of all the unsungs I saw. My ex-husband, music producer, and they wanted to take all his publishing. He was down to 1%, and they was like, no, this is a meeting, a real meeting in Manhattan. I don't know if it was near the Green Street studio. I don't know, but a meeting. He came home so destroyed. I'm like, you didn't sign anything, did you? He said, no. Would you sign away 100% of your publishing? They kept trying to tell him, oh, it's like paying your dues. He said, but the dues will be paid when the public buy the music. The public will be giving you all the money you want. Why do you want 100% of my publishing? And he said, like, I thought this happened to artists. I heard about this happening to artists. This happens to producers too. My ex-husband, he's in his 20s. I was so proud of him for not signing that bullshit. He was like, I don't understand it. All of it? Because first he was like, well, can I have 5%? They was like, no. Not early on. You got to pay your dues. And they want him to pay dues for like 7 projects. Don't quote me. It was like 7 projects or 7 years of work. 7 years is even more of a slap in the face. You know how much work you can get done in 7 years as a known producer? Huh? So I'm thinking 7 projects. But 7 projects, if they go platinum, each one of them. Do you know how much publishing that is? 7 projects in perpetuity? And he was like, well, can I at least have 5% of my own publishing? They was like, no, maybe it was projects, because they like the 8th one. Your 8th project could be all yours, dude, all yours. If you make it to the 8th project, who knows what could happen? And you don't have a legacy for your children to go to college and pay for school, and who knows what could happen to what's called a black man by the 8th project. And that's what he said he was thinking too. He said, Chubby, he called me Chubby. Chubby, I was thinking, like, God, would I live to the 8th project, all this damn stress? So he got down to 1%, and they was like, no, not your first 7 projects. Those are your dues. He said, dues? This is before YouTube. This is the 90s, y'all. Before me looking at fame versus sacrifice videos and Hollywood videos. Light years before seeing that. Because now I look at them like, I wonder if all this stuff is alleged, okay? Suggestions and allegedly, okay? Peppered throughout. All channels, all video. Not all channels. This channel and all videos on it. Allegedly and suggestions. Anybody dictating you shit, okay? That caveat. Okay, now. While looking at some of those videos, Fame vs. Sacrifice, Hollywood, and Jordan Maxwell, all that, I'm looking like, well, allegedly, whoever is asked to sacrifice their loved ones or whomever, did they still have to give up their publishing too? I'm like, do they want your publishing and plus a sacrifice? This is insanity. She's Shaka Khan, Mama Shaka. But she told Piers Morgan after Whitney Houston made the transition, RRP, Rising Power, Nippy Mama, when she called it pure insanity, she summed it up right then and there. Okay, I digress. I'm all over the place. I done warned you that's the flavor of this daggone channel, okay? Starr, you probably clicked off. Forgive me. This is just how the brain, how my marbles spin. Disseminating moon, Gibbons gravy. Pardon my pearls. Pardon my pearls. I'm telling you, melanated men go through so much. Melanated people go through so much. They just, see, this is why you got to do a tarot card pull before you leave the house. I don't know. My mind is going right back to the Marquise and his wife's situation at that corner store. Pull a couple of cards. I pull 3, morning, afternoon, evening, if you're going to be out all day. I don't know. I'm not telling you to do all suggestions, okay? Because that would have came up in them cards. Because all thoughts go to the Akashic records. This is how the cards work. From what I was taught. Because you have people arguing with you, debating. Like I'm going to get a prize in some debate. I'm like, well, is there a prize? I don't debate on. Not to quote John Henrik Clark. I only debate my equals or something. I'm indifferent to everybody else. Something he said. Blessings be upon your spirit to Dr. Ben. Rising power. Rising. I should. Hold on. Look out. Oh, just so thankful for all the scholars that taught truth. You know what I'm saying? These are the melanated men that this book is referencing. What I'm about to say. Let me get some water. I'm parched. Hold on, y'all. I done lost my thought with that. Forgive me. The point of the matter is, I wish I could rewind. Oh, the sister, yeah. The tarot cards, the Akashic records. All thoughts, whether written down or not, everything you think, see, and do, it sees it. Look up that video, Monkey Mind. My son posted on Facebook years ago. Spank Your Monkey, that's what it's called. It was 6 minutes plus long, not that long. I want to see. I'm not gonna look right now because I'm in a momentum. Spank Your Monkey, and that's the Akashic records. So when these good minds, warped minds, the thought of I'm going to go out and harass somebody over a handicapped parking space, that thought went to Akashic records before he even drove up to the convenience store. So had she pulled the card, I don't even know if she's in. I know the South is deeply into the what they call the Bible Belt, so maybe she shouldn't even deal with no tarot or nothing like that. But had she, asked the Oracle of Truth, put some water out, don't take without giving, put some more clean drinking water out for the Oracle of Truth, and a little candle, make sure he's safe. I tell him what to do, all suggestions here, legal reasons, suggestions, okay? Disclaimers, suggestions, and allegedly, okay? Per my studies, okay? All right, now, a little clear white candle and water, and ask the Divine Oracle of Truth, hi, greetings, give me insight to my day. Give me insight of my day. And especially if you're going out, probably staying in the house too. I have a friend, the first out, she taught me this method, just a little thing to add to your living. Another Buddhist sister was telling me about another Buddhist sister who does something. She wasn't specific, she respected her privacy, but she does something that takes like an hour before she go outside. This is daily, or she won't go out. Has nothing. I said, was it hygiene, shower? She said, no. That's all those are given. Take care of hygiene before you step out the door. But something else she does, and she didn't say it, and I ain't getting pushed. I won't probe. But it's imperative to do a little something to get insight if you want to. Suggestions, y'all. Melanites and Melon Kings is not for y'all. Melanettes, no. This is for when I had to, add those caveats and disclaimers. Straight up for the haters and hatrix and detrix and them. You know what I'm saying? And the slanted minds and short-sighted ones. The disagreeables. Yeah. Is that the title of a movie or a book? Anyway, so the cards would have told, even that duck boat, I would have shuffled the deck right. I would have shuffled right there. I would have shuffled my deck on the deck. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Shuffling my cards, tied away. Ooh. Rising Power, Mr. Otis Redding. Rising Power, too. Anyway, so listen to me. The cards would have said source, even if you're not even an adept at it, and that's adult adept. Shout out to 7 for that one. Adept at it, where the card looks ominous. Like, baby, maybe we should stay home. Let's go someplace else. The card, the look of it would tell you, Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, that's the point I'm making. In that Spoken Reasons video, towards the end, the brother was saying he went up to the store. I don't know, maybe he put a little lookout, candles and flowers. I don't know. If the convenience store owner is Caucasian, I don't know if he allowed the flowers and candles. They have no idea. But, hopefully they did that, a shrine, something respectful, something sane. You got to import sane at all crossroads. Import a little sane seasoning on it. Jeez Louise. But he said he was speaking to the people that were there and some of the family that was there. Turns out, go on and listen to Fine Spoken Reasons, the latest video titled "The Disrespect is Real." Yeah, find that one. And you can fast forward if you don't have the patience with the whole thing and hear the guy say it himself, what I'm about to tell you. He says that the family, it was talking to the people around that area, and they said he's always harassing people over this parking space. He's just always harassing people. So the store owner knows that this Caucasian older senior citizen guy has a reputation for doing this. I'm like, wow, just preying on people to park there, and that's very, very disturbing, because there may be a lot of people who park there to just run in the store and run out, and I don't see if there's extra parking spaces that was even closer to the door of the store. Why is that an issue? It's just, again, I'm being logical, and it's so hard to be logical. Baba, the late great Baba Dick Gregory, in his book Callous on My Soul, he wrote that racism is a form of insanity. I say it's the whole form, not just a form. It's completely bonkers to sit around and prey on people like this. Again, I don't judge ye not lest we judge. They judge us via murder. You know what I mean? And that's nothing. Why do some of them take issue with us talking about race? What's called racism? Because that's too puny a word for these horrors that take place. Too puny a word. But why do they? Yeah, I think we wish we didn't have these incidents to talk about. How about it stop happening and then we can stop talking about it? Maybe, because history has to be written truthfully somehow, some way. But mathematically, logic, if it didn't happen, it wouldn't be anything to talk about. That's just simple math. You know, like, oh, get over it. That was a long time ago. No, it's not a long time ago. These things are still happening. It's, in any event, Marquis, a good brother. You know, the brother that Starr wrote about, We Need, that was clearly this brother from what's being said about him and just his actions in defending his woman. Clearly, that was this brother. And also what came to mind while I was reading this, Starr. I don't know if you could find it. This is a while back. There was a live with Angel, I forget his last name, this is on YouTube, Angel, Robert Perkins. I think they had what's a light-skinned lady named China Fox. I think she was part of the live. This is a while back, but I don't know how many lives that Angel has as like a 5-person lineup, so you probably be able to find it. I think it's towards the end where Angry Man and Robert Perkins were talking, and the Angry Man absolutely admitted that, you know, he speaks to guys all the time who state that they want their woman to play up to their ego. I'm paraphrasing, but we know men want that. But I never knew there's some men who actually admit it. The first time I heard about that desire was on a Eddie Murphy stand-up, one of his classics. I don't know if it was the one where he's in red or where he's in purple. And he was trying to explain why men cheat. And he said, look at these women, look at the women waiting with bated breath, like, why? Why do they cheat? Why do they do this? I work so hard to keep the relationship together and he still cheat. You know, he didn't say that, but paraphrasing, but that's the look, the glazed look. He's looking out into the audience, and first he says, oh, you don't have a penis, you don't understand, you don't have a dick, you don't understand. And then I'm like, that's the answer he gonna give? Come on, Ed. I must have been about 18, maybe 18 when I came out. In the event, still I was of age to want to know, well, why do they cheat? What is that shit? You know, especially when you're doing all you can to make the relationship right. Why do they still cheat? But finally, Eddie goes and says, Eddie Murphy, the legendary comedian, he goes and says, because the woman, this is paraphrase, the woman he's cheating with plays up to his ego. She knows how to play up to his ego. Do you see what I'm saying? So that totally transformed my mind right then and there. Like, well, gosh, how do you do that? You know, as a young girl, I'm like, well, how do you do that? So, you know, you start overhearing, you know, uncles and my older brother and his friends talk, and you look at a couple of movies, you know, you observe it in the hood, like, well, how does she play up to his ego? I went and looked at the Mac again. You know, I think now we could be gentlemen in this motherfucker. It's clear your woman chose man. You know, that's the classic shit. You know what I'm saying? The classic shit. When he defended his mother's honor. You know what I'm saying? But, so I'm like, oh, that's how she plays. A woman plays up to his ego. But I would think the man would still want that to be sincere. You don't want it to, and then even when it is sincere, he still may question what kind of world we live in. Like, is it real? Y'all heard my other video where I sort of spoke to the reading that Hoodoo Sisters did on Sierra and Russell Wilson. And Russell, because Sierra, and you can tell Sierra is sincerely sweet. You can pick up on that frequency. But it's probably too good to be true to him that he just doesn't think it's real. Like, from the reading that Hoodoo Sister did, he wants to get in her head. He wants to get into her mind. And he likes to get into your mind, period, per this reading video. Like, how do you tick? What makes people tick? And I'm like, he's a Sag, but if that's what he need, that sounds like a Scorpion Mercury to me. I would get his birthday, look at his Mercury, and, you know, if I remember to do that. Because Scorpio rules psychology. They're psychological geniuses. The depths. forensics, detective, that's all scorpionic, you know, T's. Coroner, pathology, what is the work that, Quincy, remember Quincy on TV? What's the work that he did, Quincy? Medical examiner, that's Scorpio stuff, scorpionic, okay? Pathology is Scorpio. I digress. I brought that up to say that even when you do massage that ego, because the ego is ruled by Aries. Aries is the infant of the, look, different schools of thought, okay? Because some astrologers be like, oh, we don't say that anymore. No, you don't say that anymore, okay? That's what my teacher told me. That's and it's in books I read back then in the old 90s and 80s. They trying to change up the language desperately. Some bullshit going on. Like Dr. Yafa Baylon said, if it's new, it ain't true. Okay? N-E-W. If it's new, it ain't true. All right, now, shout out to Dr. Yafa Bay. I love her videos too. Anywho, pardon me. Why am I sleepy in the afternoon? Maybe because I was up at 5, 6 in the morning. Anywho, the point is, Aries is very is the youngest sign. It's the first sign, but the youngest. That's what RFG is talking about. Astrology in the Bible. Young will be old. No, where's that go? The first should be yet last, and last should be first. And you vision that snake eating its tail. That's the astral belt. The Homo sapiens. It's deep, y'all. Y'all get your own study on. You can take my word. Suggestions and allegedly, okay? Disclaimer, legal reasons, and stay with bullshitters and bullshit bullies. In any event, yeah. So the ego is very fragile because it's ruled by the infant of the zodiac, and you will hear people say that wrong astrologers coming up. I know I did with his infantile ego. The ego's delicate, it's fragile because babies are. So I'm like, wow, that's where that comes from. And the overreacting, they're protecting the ego, even if you're not even attacking. In my mind, I'm not attacking your ego. I'm too leisurely a lady. Some say lazy, I say leisurely, to conjure up to attack someone's ego. But when a person has inadequacies going on, insecure, and that's why I'm coming back around to this book, Starr. We need them. I need them, you know, and I'm with someone, but I still feel very lonely with this person. And I think it's because I've ceased probably massaging his ego. But I don't want to be phony doing it. Then when I try to do it, I'm in the, I'm attached to romance myself. I'm in a romantic mood. I guess mine is like Russell Simmons, no, cancel, pause. Russell Wilson with it, because he doesn't recognize it anymore. Like, is it real? You know, because it doesn't happen often that I massage his ego. That when it does happen, he don't know where to go, what to do, and he start twitching his nose. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, fuck it. I give up, shit. But he's not used to it anymore, so he doesn't know what to do with it when it does come. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Men, if no one's massaging your ego, back to Live with Angel and Robert Perkins and them, which was stuck out to me, was so profound when the Angry Man channel told Robert Perkins that men want this, they want, and not only that, they need it, but that's because it was missing in childhood. I'm all over the place, bear with me, rewind, I don't know, shit, fuck it, listen to me. When Robert Perkins said to him, I will never forget it, shout to Robert Perkins, who is an Aries, okay? When he said to him, our women wasn't raised to do that, they don't know how to do that. It may have sounded like regular conversation to them, to people listening. That was the most, the shit ran over, what, 2 hours? That was the most profound thing in the whole live per my ears. Because I'm like, they expect something of us that we wasn't raised to do. We have to learn as women. Hello, how you play up their ego? How you do this shit? Will it feel real? I don't want to be phony doing it. But let me tell you something. It's in us to do. Unless the mystique die, that's why it's not even good to, like, somebody you know you would just do anything they fucking tell you to do. Like, I have this thing for Frank Matthews. If you don't know who Frank Matthews is, y'all go on and look him up, okay? Mysteriously missing. Aquarius, I have a thing for Frank fucking Matthews. I can't see me saying no to him on shit. I don't give a fuck. Unless it's something I'm not equipped. Like, if you need me to do something I don't know how to do, I'm like, can you teach me? Can you train me how to do it? If you could teach me, I'll do it. I cannot see, unless he does something that's lame. If he does something lame, or if he's a jerk, if he breaks the mystique, that's why. Listen to me. I don't know, popular people, celeb people who you know that people may see you with that mystique veneer. I don't even think it's prudent to meet them because you're liable to disappoint them. But you don't give a shit. What's the saying that BP be saying? Don't put me on a pedestal because I'm going to disappoint you. You've been warned. He's a Pisces. I was like, I could believe that. But, yeah, no, I'm not. Shit. Frank Matthews, no back talk or nothing. Unless the mystique is broken. I don't even know, because he seems capable of doing things that I probably don't want done to me. So I don't know about back talk, like, oh man, the spell is broken, I gotta go, nigga. But once the spell is broken, I know I'll be plotting to get away, like, oh god, he a regular nigga. Oh jeez, I just be plotting to get away. So my point in bringing that up is, I know how to play up an ego when I'm high, when there's a mystique there, because it's genuine. I am floating around you. I am high. I get polygamy. When you have that kind of frequency, that's your man, Frank Matthews, I totally get polygamy. We're going to get to that in a minute. But my point is, do something to, and I'm thinking of the movie Dead Prez, when she was mouthing off at him in the house, and he was saying, give the money back to Cuddy. And see, that's the Chris Rock with the lifestyle. Yeah, one of his stand-ups. He said, men can't go back in sexual I got proclivities, I'm paraphrasing. Women can't go back in lifestyle. So a man that provides a certain lifestyle, in the movie you saw Dead Presidents, Cuddy provided her some relief, and I don't even want to judge that, because I don't know, a billionaire come my way, and look at here, I'm not an advocate for prostitution or escort in the war, especially multiple partners. That soul tie shit, you know, sex creates soul ties. That's not good for your wound, your soul, your psyche, and your higher self. No. Your ancestors are like, what the fuck is she doing? No, I don't think that's a good idea. But just one benefactor, and it's just you and him. Or if he's into polygamy, I don't want to live in no communal house. You got enough dough, we go have our own condo. What the fuck? You have enough dough, we all can have our own condo. I'm gonna be around them. But again, y'all commune in one house, that's fine. They want to do that. I need to live elsewhere. Get me a 1-bedroom. I need to live elsewhere, and that's the fuck that, okay? Shit. But I digress. But it would be for the Frank Matthews ilk, you know what I mean? You automatically play up to his ego if he's that brand of man. But as per my studies, the hidden pale powers that shouldn't be is deeply envious of that type of melanated man and work very hard to get that off the planet. Be it murder, jail, whatever, but they're very, the guy can be quiet. The man don't even have to be speaking power to the people type of talk. Like those Black Panthers, those were handsome men. You know how easy it is to play up to their ego. You're being sincere. Huey P. Newton. That whole squad. Oh, child. I remember reading Tupac's mom book, Blessings Be Upon Her Spirit, Rise in Power, you and Tupac, Ashe. But Evolution of a Revolutionary, written by Jasmine Guy. And she wrote, and it was part of that book how she spoke to women just wanted to get in the organization to be around our men. And I'm reading like, Miss Shakur, do you blame them? Child, jeez. And Huey P. Newton was an Aquarius too. Ugh. I think they don't do it. People, oh, well, he's reportedly did drugs. Well, what are drugs in the neighborhood, child, please? When he was sober and clear and lucid, child. So that's what I'm saying. You submit. Someone said this on the radio. It was a Michael Baisden show years ago. Somebody said, a woman called in. She said, submit is submission. You know what I mean? I don't mind submitting to you if you have a mission that makes sense. And I was like, oh, I'm paraphrasing, but I was at home listening. I was like, oh, shit. You submit to a man who has a plan. It's a mission that makes sense. It's a viable mission. But just to submit, and we both in the struggle, nigga. And that's what, shout out to Tanya TKO. Oh, she didn't even have this posted up no more, I don't think. Years ago when she was doing the Displacement series. I don't know if y'all looked at her, if y'all remember that video series, which was the shit. Tanya, why don't you DVD that and sell it? I'll buy it. Get a DVD box kit of your Displacement series and put them in order. I wonder if she could put that on Patreon. I don't know, but I was enjoying it while I was up, okay? So Tanya was what, some radio station, Silver Bird Radio or some shit. I don't remember if I'm saying it right. And I'll never forget this. She's two things in that series I'll never forget. One, when she was at the Silver Bird Radio, and she said, if a woman got to fight and pay the bills and fight and carry on, and she can't be soothing and nurturing. She's in the masculine role. Dr. Joy Leary, Dr. Joy DeGruy said that too in one of her lectures. But it was different. Like, if you acted masculine with a man, he may forget you're a woman and start fighting you like a man. You know, remember your femininity. You know what I mean? You know, bucking up and in his face and carrying on, acting like a man. But it was something else too along the lines Dr. Joy DeGruy said. When you forget your feminine, just survival to pay bills. And I dare not look at any video of melanated men or any men that's disparaging women, especially women that got the same hue as they. That just, I think there's a psychological something is psychologically amiss there, or either they paid agents, because something about the black woman, the hidden hand wants to definitely dismantle. If they ain't already do it, I don't know. Speaking of which, with Jizza, his Liquid Swords documentary, I think I'm up to episode 3 or 4. He went someplace and they made a robot woman, and the first one they made was a melanated robot woman. Why? These are Caucasians now. Of all the ethnicities on the planet, why would the first robot they make be a woman with the most flavor, the most style, the most natural rhythm? You're gonna make that robotic? Your very first, and I'm thinking of Lucy, what was called Lucy, melanated woman, and them making the first robot they make, the prototype, a melanated woman. They must know our history from Kemet. The first, a melanated woman. Earth Mama has been referred to as a feminine entity. She's not male or female, but she's feminine. And the Earth gives birth to so much food, and if they don't go, you know, what they call it, Monsanto, they don't go mess with the food. But she gives birth on her own to fauna and greenery, and the Earth gives birth to too much. And they said the ocean is her blood and whatever have you. But she gives birth to too much for the Earth not to be feminine. Okay, well, different schools of study. You have your school, we have ours, and then that's that. I'm not up for debate, especially I ain't getting paid for it, child, please. But my point is, yeah, that was scary. Jizza, y'all tweet this Jizza. I was like, why the first robot gotta be? Why are we even on their mind? Ooh, child. They're telling you, we don't like your natural rhythm, your natural flavor. We want you to be robotic and stiff like us. We don't like that the Earth is curved, or the pregnant belly is curved, or cats sleeping 360 degrees of curvature. No, we're going to say the Earth is flat, like, you know. I was going to say like our flat asses, but I don't want to make this a spoof or a parody or even offend. I don't think I'll get any Caucasian traffic. I would hope not. This is the hidden hands. I don't know. And they probably constrict, you know, because they don't want traffic going to certain channels. So y'all share this video. Share it. Please share it. With sane entities, okay? Sane groups and pages. I know Sane is as Sane does. And you go from there. Anywho. Ooh, it's hot, y'all. But I love the book. I love the book. I know I told you I was going to be all over the place. I warned you early on. That's just the style of my pontification. And writing style. And I got inspiration to continue my memoirs written how they written, okay? Totally. Looking at the documentaries, Netflix, Secrets and Mysteries. Something called a Vanika manuscript. And they don't know what the hell, they can't make out what the hell it means. And you know how they excavate and go in these places and just take the artifacts? Sheer Caucasians. You know it was surplus of melanin in them regions, all them doggone ACs and BCs and ADs ago. You and I can't go to where our lineage and heritage derives from and take something out of the ground that the Earth would prefer. You see the soil is brown, mountains are brown. The Earth would probably prefer brown to have it in hand, and never mind. Because, oh, that's racist. Hell. Like Dr. Ali Muhammad said, is the sun racist? S-U-N, is that racist? How you say soul in Spanish? No, how you say sun in Spanish? Soul, S-O-L, soul. Can you buy the sun? Can you sell the sun? No, the sun is not racist. This is scientific facts what this melanin is, okay? Phi, periodic table, Phi, iron, female, carbon, life's building blocks. Go on Google and study on it, okay? Carbon and iron make steel, S-T-E-E-L. And they made a homophone of steel, S-T-E-A-L, which is the steel nature, the woman principle. Anyway, listen, part of my study habits and how it pontificates our pardon is disseminating moon teas, okay? Display and say over here, pardon. Well, you ain't got to click on. Oh, you ain't got to stay. It's my outlet over here in Wanda's Wisdom. If you ain't seen this video on Wanda Wisdom channel, report it, please. Report it, please. Wanda with an H. Hold on. Anywho. What black man, we do need you. But we need you in the sane capacity. We do. And I ain't speaking of romantic, fluffy, mushy stuff. So with that said, Starr, they would have to, all of us would have to heal. I just was looking at a video titled, You Can't Heal Others Till You Heal Yourself. I don't know if that was the Mystic video, her channel. And I said, let me save this, watch later, because I wanted to click on it. But a lot of people don't believe that. What I do feel and know with certainty is you don't have to add no more harm to the planet. You don't have to pay pain forward. You know, pay it forward is supposed to be a good, sane, you know, positive thing. Ameliorate. But people are hurt and they go out and hurt others because they're hurt. They don't hurt the one that hurt them. They hurt someone else, some undeserving, unsuspected, you know, person. They project that pain onto them. And, you know, then the ball, the bitter ball keeps rolling. It's just a mess. No. Writing is very therapeutic for me, to not project my pain on others. Doing these videos, this outlet is very therapeutic for me, to not project my pain on others. I think if you can't help them, as the saying goes, don't hurt them. That was in that movie, this Christmas or at Christmas, with Monique and Danny Glover. Pretty cool movie. Yeah, he quoted, I don't know where's that quoted from, but yeah, if you can't help them, don't hurt them. And don't look down on people unless you're helping them up. I love they're well-worn sayings, but they still work because the world is still in the state it's in. And they need to be said as often as possible till, you know, sanity is restored to the globe. But do you have to make that noise? It's gonna be in the video. You're chewing. You have to eat noisy food. Oh, jeez. I know I chew on my channel sometime too, but good Lord. In any event, ditto. You see what I go through with what's called the black man? Because I'm in a space and he's solitary. That's probably why I get lonely at home with someone here. He's solitary. And cats are solitary. And I've become solitary. Well, the 7 helps my solitariness as well. But being around those two makes me more solitary. But then I still have the social butterfly thing going. I get it from my mama. Because my father was aloof too. My mom can be aloof if things don't feel right in the area. Like, what's going on here? Oh boy, minding my business. So yeah. But if there's a friendly frequency, definitely she's a social butterfly, as am I. Mitochondrial DNA, okay? But I really do believe that we have to work on self-healing, fasting, meditating, walking, fasting, meditating, communing with our ancestors, giving them offerings. I'm not telling you what to do. Suggestions, you can always Google this information and study it and see how it resonates with your soul before implementing anything or not implementing anything. But again, a video here, all my videos suggestions and allegedly's. Okay, disclaimer. But yeah, work on healing self. And I'm thinking, oh God, you're gonna start sucking your teeth with the toothpick. Why did you eat those pretzels if it's gonna do that to your teeth? Pardon me, y'all. I know y'all like, see the black man, black woman dynamic. But I can't focus on that video with these side distractions and these noises. Oh, jeez. In any event, pardon me, y'all. Now I'm looking at what he's looking at on his tablet. See, this is distraction. I know I'm in your space. What is he looking at? I don't know. Why is the Caucasoid doing that to the mole-legged man? He was touching you, putting their hands on people. What was that? Some sort of Reiki? Never, you know, I'm holding Papa's business on his tablet. Okay, listen to me. The healing starts with self. I, self, Lord, and you and I verse. So well, yeah, that's the dual. There's a couple, but it has to, it's inner work. Healing is inside work. It's inner work, and then, because somebody coming to you broken, how can they help you? How? You know what I mean? They got to mend the brokenness. And we have to mend our brokenness, women. And then, and only then, can restoration as a unit, a divine unit be formed. In my opinion, in my experiences. Hold on. And it's not like I don't forgive. I know forgiveness is for you, it liberates you. I just don't forgive according to someone's dictating tailored how the forgiveness should be administered and felt. And I'll be polite, like, oh, that's how you see it. Oh, okay, that's your perspective on forgiveness. Oh, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? Oh, can I dictate to you how to forgive? No, right? Oh, okay. But again, just don't add no more pain in the world until you can really help. I remember seeing what's that Brian Gumble, the sports thing. This is when we had regular cable. I forgot what the thing was called, the sports channel. I don't know, Papa used to look at it, but he interviewed this coach who coached baseball, and he just worked so well with the kids. And one kid was being a bully, and he ordered him, he said, go leave. And Starr, I love the work you're doing with children. I read the whole thing, just phenomenal. And he told the young guy to go and leave. And the guy left the field, but he was still, you know, lingering around its entry. And then he noticed him, he called him back over. And just that redeeming quality, I cried like a baby. I may cry again just thinking about it. But with children, we have to have the patience. Because, you know, they just got to the planet, reincarnated, just got back down here. And forgot all the other stuff, and you have to relearn. But patience with adults that should know better. Again, all I can offer is what's legal, what's called civility. Civility is legal. I don't owe anyone. I don't owe anything anymore. I don't owe anyone anything more than that. Civility per the law, okay? But as far as trying to approach anyone, I know my Odu, I know my incarnate objective, I know what I came here to do, and I'm doing that. So again, it's good to know your natal chart, your Odu, ODU, Orange David Umbrella. Google it if you don't know what that is. Google it with the word IFA, IFA, and know your sacred geometry, know your numerology, know who you are mathematically. That's your guidepost. But again, in studying self, you're also healing self. Okay, you may not even be here to do certain things, but you can always donate. She has that in here too. Fiat, whatever spare fiat you can. And you can all, to me, not adding any pain to the planet. I keep stressing that. Because people paying their pain forward to people who didn't pain them is only incurring more negative karma for yourself, what's called karma. And karma is still real. Don't buy into that bullshit. There's no more karma. Get the fuck out. Nature, energy is karmic. It's either evolving or devolving, or you're at a standstill. And the purpose of your standstill has something to do with either evolving or devolving. It's direction, course. You know what I mean? 4 directions. You see what I'm saying? I think that them trying to bring the word out of karma out of society is to somehow get them to get away with all the ills that they've been doing for centuries, in my opinion. Because I'm like, action physics taught us about clouds and condensation and up and down. That's karmic right there, what's called karma, which is cause and effect. Okay, you bring about a cause, this is the effect. It's math. Your math teachers solve the problem. Your math teachers throughout life is doing karma on the blackboard. Write the problem. Let's figure out the equation. Let's figure this out. Algebra, you got an X on both sides and then balance it. Math itself is showing you karma. You do this, it brought about that. They can kiss my ass. It may not be called karma, but it's definitely a cause and effect. As long as there's matter, math, you can weigh it. All throughout this world, the only one universal item is math. He said that in Boys in the Hood, the movie, The Fall of the Furious Styles. He said those are, you know, biased, those exams. The only thing universal is math. And I thought about Aquarius. Aquarius rules math and DNA. The I know factor of the zodiac. You can hear my Aquarius season video on here. This channel, Wanda Wisdom, Wanda with an H. WisdomWanda@gmail if you want a reading. WisdomWanda@gmail. Okay, now back to the point. Shameless plug. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Okay, listen to me. I'm not being indignant with you, Starr. This is how I do my videos. Check out other videos. You're like, oh, that's her style. It's my style and how I pontificate. What was my point? Okay, it's short-term memory. My long-term is on fleek, though. 4th house. Shout out. Okay. What is the short-term memory? Oh, wait. Never mind. I'm going to get back to this book here. It looked like it was good. Did I got tied up in a neat bow? I don't be like, girl, you with your frayed ends and disseminating moon. Hell no, you ain't tied up no neat bow. But I hope I finished it up, whatever the last thought was. Looked like it was good, too. Well, good to me. You hear over an hour and 14 minutes, something good to you, something enthralled you, probably in Psych 101 sense, which was my favorite topic in school. But, yeah, math. Everything can be weighed and measured. Everything that can be is tangible, you can weigh and measure it, including your height and weight. So you know this is a mathematical dimension, which is cause and effect. You get it? Even air, when contained, can be weighed and measured. But air doesn't want to be contained for long. Hence you have gas, burps, farts, explosions. Air going to get out and rise, keep rising. Keep rising to the top. Out here. And we all need air, oxygen. It's the only independent element. You see why air signs catch hate? You see? Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Yours is the only element that's independent. There's oxygen in the ocean, oxygen in the soil, and fire, Lord knows fire needs oxygen. In earth, it has attached itself to something. And it needs air to stay aflame. So air, you're the only independent ones, okay? All right, but I'm going to read the foreword. I'm going to read bits and pieces. I won't give it all away, Starr. No. But I want to definitely whet their palate. This is the foreword. Okay. If you are vigilant and live long enough, you will see that history indeed repeats itself. Let me stop right there. I remember I had an exercise a former teacher gave me. I was walking to work in my 30s, 16. I was like, I already walked to work. She said, it's different. You take different routes too. It's different. I want you to walk in a circle, counterclockwise, 7 times around your block. She said, write how you feel before you walk, and then write how you feel after you walk. I'm like, oh, okay. That's deep. That'd be in a memoir. I'm thinking 7 times. What would my neighbors think? That exercise is the shit. It depends on what you want. If you walk counterclockwise or you walk clockwise. She said, walk 7. She said, try not to break it. I know you may want to breathe and, you know, she said, stretch, take deep breaths, drink enough water. Not so much water you have to pee, but try not to break the 7. 7 times around your block. And then write down how you feel and call me. I'm like, if I have the energy to call you, but just exercises, you know what the number 7 denotes, okay? So I said that to say this. History repeats itself, but it's supposed to be refined and fine-tuned. You know, you leave a neighborhood or you go back, oh, that's still the same. Oh, wow, she's still the same. Well, you ever seen a person in a long time and they don't evolve and you look scared, like you're looking at a zombie, like, because Miss Lauryn Hill said in the Unplugged set, when she said anything that ain't grown is dead. Muhammad Ali has a great quote too, like a 50-year-old man who still thinks as he thought when he was 30, just wasted 20 years, something like that. But it's so profound, like, you know, your birthday is your solar return. That's what we call it in astrology. So you're circling the sun, if you will. It is an allegory, if you will. But as you're circling and going around and around, repeating this cycle of what's called life, you're supposed to get better. They said not bitter. That's the new saying. Get better, not bitter. Learn from the bitterness. I don't want. That's another thing. People trying to take emotions away from women. Like, do you think people want to feel sad and bitter? It must be a reason. Something. Oh, she's bitter. I'd be the one in sight feel like, well, what happened? What happened to her to make her that way? It has to be a reason. So feel. I don't understand this thing where they don't want people feeling, especially us. Which I don't know, strange. Unless it's connected to cosmos. Something. Okay. But again, history repeats itself, but it's supposed to repeat itself better in the sane sense. More fine-tuned. Like, oh, I did that before. Let me not do it again. You know, or do it worse, or do it the same. You know, sameness is lameness, as that saying goes. So, okay, back to the forward. If you are vigilant and live long enough, you will see that history indeed repeats itself. It is my opinion that we are seeing a resurgence of a growing rift between black women and men. From the divisive YouTube commentary and sedentary articles and tumultuous economic and political times, the negative content continues to grow. Yeah, metastasizing like a cancer. And that's not even growing, it's devolving. But I say the illness is growing, like what's called cancer is a disease, because I think it's astrological reasons they named. The disease has a patent, so they created a disease and named it the zodiac sign of the Great Mother. Yeah, listen to the cancer season video on him. And then I was on Dr. Eileen Bay channel not too long ago, and they was showing he was showing us common law, the real law, the duality, and you know, on the other side it said Libra law for the fiction, what's called legal fictions. And I'm like, that's why they call it Libra. Certain astrologers, a well-respected astrologer, he called Libra Libra, put an E in there. I'm like, why is he doing that? Interesting, okay? Because there's honest Libras, like they're dishonest Libras, and in any of the 12 signs is honesty and dishonesty. And per my studies, the proclivity to be dishonest is a Neptunian thing. But Pisces embodies all the signs. You see the chameleon. Hence, you know what I'm saying? It's just another video. I mean, check the Pisces season video. I probably said it there and stretched it out. But oh God, he's just. Do you have to chew those pretzels that loud? Is that pretzels? Oh, really, Daddy? I know you have the your earbuds in, but I know you can hear me. Do y'all hear him chewing? Yeah, in any event. Okay. It's devolving. Again, my friend Richmond used to build. He said, "Ain't the new world order? It's a new world disorder." They don't want anything sane and decent, and they want to keep pushing debauchery, and they don't want anything that makes sense to be the common sense of the land. You know what I mean? This is probably why George Orwell said truth is going to be seen as revolutionary. Well, it should just be seen as sane and normal truth. But in any event, something cosmically I think is going to happen that the hidden ones in power do not want to happen. So if they can corrupt the minds of the people on the land, you won't even benefit from whatever this cosmic largesse it may be slated to be. Just my thoughts with all the studying. Okay, the negative continues to go. What is the sane chemo to cure this? I'm not talking to you, Starr. I'm just speaking to the universe right now. Okay, I'm back to the forward. Dear, oh God, you're going to keep opening up that bag? Nuts and berries, and you didn't even offer me any. I can't have any nuts? Nothing like that. Y'all get your mind out there. We've been telling for 5 years. We're senior citizens over here. Starr, because you'll know who listens to these videos. They're terrible. Oh, it's hot. Oh, the maintenance got to come fix it. You didn't offer me any. Hey, you know, I didn't want no cashews. I had a former friend. Her husband came to the house with one candy bar. She a Virgo. He had cancer. You know, because Astromon would be curious. And she told me on the phone, we were with his great gal pals. She just hurry up and she just ate that candy bar like that gobbled up like Cookie Monster. And I said, I understand. I totally get it. Really, Daddy? You gonna make another Ziploc of mixed nuts? I was gonna give you back your nut bag. Why you gotta be so petty? So you see what we go through, y'all? I'm only eating it because you didn't offer. You don't eat in people's face. Then you making noise with cashews and Brazil nuts or whatever this shit. I'm eating them to be principled. It's a principle. Y'all, this is playful. Don't judge. You probably see this is a black woman problem, black man problem. She eating his mixed nuts. Oh, no, pause. I'm celibate. I'm gonna kiss my ass. Dietrich and Hatred. Hatred, kiss my ass. I'm celibate. Ain't been kissing a long time. Oh, it's hot. Ocean spray is on the list of GMO, Monsanto. They said don't do ocean spray. It's on the list. Why you use the glass? Put it on your ass for your fears. You should wipe it off that shit. That is so unruly. Like you were raised by. What was that? Oh my heavens. It is hot. Maintenance got to come with this AC. This is. What the hell was in? Maintenance got to come. It is hot as the cootie brown in here. Whew. And the cat got fur. You okay, Leo? Oh. Oh my heavens. This is not cute. But he just fixed it the other day. How could it go broke again? Oh. I think we should have tipped him. We gave him cool water. But I think we should have tipped him fiat. I don't think he sabotaged it just because we didn't tip him, because the tip comes after when he walking out the door. But he could have had ill thoughts. How could we forget the tip? That's a total oversight. I'm so into tipping. I think he had ill thoughts like, they ain't even tip me. Yeah, the water is cold and all, but that ain't the point. Bottled brand new water, you know what I'm saying? Remember, y'all, so let me get back to this forward. Y'all went to the kitchen to get some ice water. It is hot. Our AC is broke. We got every fan rolling. You hear me? The fan blowing hot air, but you appreciate some air, okay? Okay, listen to me. If you want to. Okay, the next paragraph. Dear Black Man is a heartfelt and personal letter of love written on behalf of all Black women who continue to love, birth, advocate for, and believe in our men. I'm thinking of when Jada said on her show of women, we're vehicles of life. That's when I thought about that Freudian thing they taught in college of penis envy. I was like, who's Freud and where he get that data from? And all the women, this is community college in New York, y'all. And we all looking like, penis envy? I don't envy no penis. I love my pouch. What the fuck is Freud talking about? He can get on with that bullshit. And then somebody in the class was like, and life come through us. He telling himself he probably had vagina envy, pussy envy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to, project that bullshit on us. So we ain't buying to that bullshit. Again, like Jada said, we're vehicles of life. And vehicles for life, okay? All right, advocate for and believe in our men. Beyond the negative talk, our mothers, wives, girlfriends, sisters, daughters, and friends who have rusty knees from prayer, unsettled minds from continuous thought, and rugged strength from advocating on behalf of our men. We understand the challenges and we are still here. All we want is for our men to recognize their greatness and act accordingly. We desire them to see their value and ours and join us in living, loving, and protecting each other, our youth and communities. We can survive, but we cannot thrive without our men. If y'all don't hear Jill Scott's song right now, I'm going to get that link in below, okay? Black men and women will not win running away from each other. Now, I'm not going to speak for all women, but I don't see it for me as running away. I think it's just retreating to safety and sanity. You can't be in a cipher that's insane. Just no one can thrive in that. So I guess it's like go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, one of those type of things, or just go where they're sane, is a more of a sane state. And that's not just black men. For me, that's anybody, family, faux friends, froze, or if it don't feel right or balanced in the same sense. And I'm not of the ego where some people, if you don't kiss their ass, you're not a good friend. The mind is skewed like that. I'm like, this person's crazy as hell. So no, I'm not of that ilk. But just balance. You know, I was looking for the Dr. Maya Angelou quote, only equals can be balanced. No, only equals can be friends. She wrote that, per my recollection, in the 90s when she had the greeting cards. I don't even think they sell them. Whoever has those in their collection. Y'all remember when Dr. Maya Angelou had greeting cards? I think she showcased them on Oprah. Oh my goodness. Whoever has that is a collector's item. Truly, okay? I don't know if Hallmark put it out. But anywho. But I think that's what she meant. I digress. So no, I'm not running away. I'm just embracing sanity. And wherever that be is where I'm going to be, okay? I know you're like, well, sane is relative. Well, yeah. And that's how I relate to sanity, okay? Sane state of being, all right? All right, here we go. I hope that our men will read this with an open mind and heart and conclude with a newfound sense of urgency and dedication. Understand that pain has been inflicted on both sides, both externally and internally. But perhaps we can begin to save each other's lives starting today. Ashe. I said Ashe. It's a beautiful thing. Now I'm going to just give you maybe one paragraph here in the beginning of the second paragraph, because this is the actual book now. I'm not going to put too much out there, but I definitely want this book to circulate. It's looked like it'll be like a little workshop. Not workshop, a workbook in the back of it where he can, you know, like journal. And not just men will buy this book. I believe everyone will buy this book because it's just that good. You know, it's definitely a gift to give to the men in your family or in your community. Okay, here's the first paragraph. The header. Dear black men. Dear black man, I need you. Last week, it was reinforced to me that possibly right after food, water, and my family, the next thing on my list of needs is indeed you, black man. It is dire at this point. It has surpassed a want, and it has become imminent that I have you. But guess what? I'm not selfish. I'm traditional and futuristic at the same time. So I am beyond willing to share you. Now, I don't know, Starr, did you mean like in a polygamy sense? I think polygamy is divine too when it's righteous. You know what I mean? When it's righteous. I'll talk about more on that maybe in a future video. I'm not sure. All right. Next sentence. In the immortal words of Snoop Dogg and Corrupt, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. So that's what I'm saying. Are you speaking polygamy, Starr? She must be speaking polygamy there. But it has to be righteous. I don't know if I would have tagged it with that. No offense to Snoop and them, but okay, I'm going on. Besides, what you have to offer is much more than what I can use alone. Yet here lies the problem. I understand the urgency of my need for you, but so many of you do not understand your tremendous importance in this equation. See, I'm trying to solve for X here. And there's no way I can get the correct answer without you, the black man. Try as I may, but it will not add up without you. Next paragraph. See, last week, quite a few things happened that made me realize that I have to make you realize why I need you so badly. I run a youth program. This is Starr. She runs a youth program. I run a youth program and my babies are from at-risk communities. I have them a few times during the week, and I notice that they are lacking in many areas. They lack nowhere in potential, though. However, many of them do not receive enough time and attention to help cultivate their potential and bring it into fruition. After doing activities with them and about setting goals, I had to reprimand one of them for speaking negatively about her friends. A few minutes later, I found the same little pumpkin sitting off to the side crying. When I asked her what was wrong, she got up and hugged me. She hugged Starr. And through teary eyes, she told me that she has a problem. She says she gets angry and say bad things and she doesn't know how to control herself. I asked this little third grader what she believed it was that made her so angry. She told me that she was mad because her father left her and it makes her act out. Now I realized that someone else must have articulated this to her because how she clearly stated it. She told me she was seeing a therapist in the 3rd grade. Sweet baby. That's me talking, saying that part. She told me her father, and that made me think of expected deck, life as a shorty shouldn't be so tough. It's the truth. Adulthood is hard enough. You know, let them have peace at some phase in their life. Okay, she told me her father left when she was 3 years old. In the midst of keeping my other 12 children, this is Starr, the author of this work, on task, I had a heart-to-heart with her. In that short window of time, I had to explain her value and worth to her, as well as the fallacies and selfishness of adults. But I realized I was not you, black man. She always calls me mommy, and she always needs extra love and attention from me. This is Starr and the young lady. But this baby does not even read on 3rd grade level. On grade level. Yet I've heard her talking to her peers about who she's going out with in the 3rd grade. Oh no, yeah, definitely intervention there. She wants your attention. This is speaking to you, the black man. She wants your attention. She seeks validation from you. So that's the first 2 paragraphs. I won't read any more. Definitely, when this book is published, get it. Angela, I don't know. I just said the publisher name. Starr, I don't know if you're gonna go which publishing house, but I would look into Angela Stanton. No, I don't work from her. I don't work for her. I wish I did. I don't get a plug nickel from this plug for her. I went on the website, Stanton Publishing. You'll check it out. Angela Stanton. Stanton. I've read her books. She's an Aquarius. I love Angela Stanton. Just check her out. And the prices to publishing is on her website. And I'm looking forward to this in book form, book tour. Love it. Okay. But to conclude, also, did I mention black man? What's called black melanated man? There's a workbook. The workbook back here, the journal. Like you could travel with this and write in it. And but definitely, I would start a suggestion with fasting. So figure out what your life path number is, and I would fast for those days. All suggestions, okay? I know the ego. Don't tell the ego what you tell them what to do. But just suggestions. I would fast from solids and meat and dairy for those days. Sweat, workout. Write down all your hurts. Write them all out. Write them all down. Write letters to who hurt you. Then burn it in your backyard with different herbs and offerings to the healing gods to heal you and them of that, misdeed, that senseless misdeed. Get that all out on paper. That's what I would do. And then I would atone. Reach out to the people you've hurt. Be honest and brave. If you have the courage to do that. If not, then write them a letter. And burn that with herbs and offerings to them and their spirit guides to help them. Wish them well. Because I know apologizing is hard. Even if you can do it on social media. But I think they even teach that in 12-step program. To reach out to everyone you've hurt, during your phase of addiction. And apologize and atone. That's important. And start there, with healing you, healing whom you've hurt before you take on mentoring young people. If that's even in your destiny to do, make sure you get your Odu done. And just being there for us, your sister, and not just in the romantic sense, an overall sense. And we there for you. If it's sane, I'm with it. If it's not sane, I'm get out. Okay, give you every get out, exit stage left. Ghost, My videos here are therapy for me, and hopefully they can be therapy for others who have went through life or similar circumstances or going through it. You know, it's the Psych 101 headquarters over here. And, pardon me, y'all, distraction with food is chubby girl tease. But these are great contributions to giving back, Starr. They are. My videos, my books to come, your book here. Great videos. And celibacy. I said it. Sex is not the answer to heal pain. In that sense, I was taught as escapism. It's like a drug, you know. You don't want to. I ain't telling you what to do. Pardon me, cashews. Suggestions. Like, how can we take you seriously? You eating cashews? Don't never mind the cashews. Just the content of what I'm saying. You write down what I'm saying. Take the words on the paper seriously. Celibacy. Until you heal your heart and your head and your mind and your clarity, and send good thoughts out to all brethren out there, all melanated men. Send good thoughts to them. Ones you know, ones you don't know. Write a letter to them. Burn that as well in parchment paper. Parchment paper is 99 cents in the Dollar Tree. A healing is in order. It really is. I recommend the book, aside from Starr's book, Homo Sapiens. Homo Sapiens. It was $25 when I bought it. It's a black and red book. The author's name escapes me, but the first initial is A. The second initial of the last name is K. A-K. Homo Sapiens. Read where he writes. I think the author's a male. Read where he writes what could happen to the earth. What's the possibility of happening to the earth with so much gross imbalances on it. To me, that's proof that the earth started, what's called earth started, Tiamat Malkuth started in divine balance. Where so many injustices lead to imbalanced frequency. Yeah, that book, The Kabbalion. The Kabbalion by the Three Initiates, a very good book to read. And you may already know, but it's for the ones that don't know. Starr book, of course, the Four Noble Agreements or something like that. And The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I would start right there. RV Bay Publications, that website, RV Richard Victor Bay, B-E-Y, publications.com. And those books are like $5, $7. Very, very, very good little. I met the author too, Libra. Peace System. Her name escapes me. I didn't think it was R. She's on YouTube too. Another place to start books. Keep at your nightstand. You know, this healing journey. To facilitate the healing journey. But that is it. Thank you, Starr. I know this review was all over the place. It's my style. I can't help it. I mean no harm. And I'm excited for this work. Kudos to you, Mama. Kudos to you. The courage in such work, in your prose. Love you. Love the melanated surplus. Media.